I'm Derek Johnson.
And I'm Glenn Keller.
And we're representing Marsh Fellows. We're also working with the Indiana Dunes National Lake Shore with the Coles Bog Restoration Project. This is a photo of our first trip up there. That's the Coles Bog itself. So when we talked to them, they requested from us a interactive application for their website to be embedded in the website that is informational and provides details about the restoration project that exists on the National Park website. That'll always be there for people to go look at. And what they requested was a Flash application, which is the traditional form of interactive multimedia on the web. Well, while we were out there walking around the bog, we saw that we had digital signal on our phones perfectly. So we thought, well, is Flash really going to be the best idea? Because, as you know, Flash doesn't work on Apple products. And this chart here shows that mobile use is actually going to surpass desktop use in 2013, estimated. So we thought, okay, what's a good alternative to Flash? Well, there's a new product called Adobe Edge, which is a product that uses HTML5 and JavaScript encoding within the web page itself. So you don't need a plugin, you don't need to update your Flash all the time, and it'll work on most mobile devices.
Now, what Adobe Edge really is, it's a way to replace the online presence of Flash in most senses. So the animation, the interaction, and stuff like that, with the exception of video games. It won't pop up like an app like on most phones or mobile devices, but it does work on all mobile devices with a few kinks here and there. Edge, it will pop up like an image. So as you can see, it'll pop up like an image and be interactive. And as you can see, the different parts of Edge, when you open up the interface, it's kind of like Adobe After Effects or Flash. You have the timeline, the elements page, which is kind of like your layers, and the properties panel where you set different properties of the things that you put on the screen. You also have a few tools up in the corner for text and drawing. And then using Edge, as you can see on the timeline, they've added a couple of different things on here. They've added this mark head tool for animation portions. So like you set the mark head up here, and then you set the stick, the motion stick ahead, and then you animate to the marquee wherever you put it. So you can also copy and paste different parts.
Okay, so this is the details of our product that they asked for. They'd like you to compare and contrast Coles Bog and how it's changed, reveal the restoration efforts, and be an educational tool. That's the main three things that they asked for from this product that's going to be on their website. So this is the newest iteration of our product itself. We had to do a lot of color scheme changes and think about basic design theory. So this is our home page. Here's our four main buttons down here at the bottom. You've got your Coles Bog page, trail map, restoration, which details the restoration efforts, and an application we call Aerial Explorer. So this is within the Coles Bog page, and as you can see, the buttons stay in the same location, so everything is always going to be oriented the same. This is an example of if you clicked on the history, it brings up this dialog box, and you can read and click through. And you've also got animals information, plants information, and information about what a bog is, so you can learn. This is the trail map page. Each spot on this trail map is clickable, brings up a dialog box, and it actually is correlated to actual points on the trail, which are points of interest that the dunes want to point out to people. So while you're out there on the trail, you're going to be able to click on it and read about what you're seeing. This is the restoration page, which is one of the main four from the home page. So we have volunteers, so you can learn about volunteer efforts, why restore the bog, why it's important, why the dunes is rallying a lot of money around this. The future, what's going to happen with the rest of the bog. This is our Aerial Explorer. It's a feature that we threw in there so that, because I know a lot of people like to play around on Google Maps and stuff, so you can kind of see how the bog has changed over the years, because they have all these aerial shots, from early in the century to now, and it's changed a lot. So we're using Edge. It's a brand new thing. It's not even out yet. It's still in preview. So we're actually having to learn to design this and write the code while we're in production of it. So I thought that little comment here fit pretty nicely. There's different types of beta testing. There's what's called static beta testing, which is where you essentially, your beta testers will just look over your graphic user interface and just give you feedback. And then there's dynamic testing, which is where you actually use this new beta product to try to create something, which is essentially what we're doing.
Okay, so when programming in Edge on this beta testing subject, there are some pros and cons. The pros are like it uses JavaScript, and JavaScript's used throughout the web, so it's not like ActionScript in Flash. It's only for Flash. So that's a pretty good, you can take that knowledge elsewhere. It also uses labels and triggers, kind of like Flash on the labels part, but triggers are another way to set code to different parts of the screen. Now the animation pros and cons, the pros are using the marquee. Like I said, you can set really easy animation tools by setting the start and end point, clicking animate, or changing the properties. And then the downfalls are there are no embedded timelines or like in movie clips and stuff. Now, the workarounds that we came up with for this is that it's not completely browser compatible on all forms. It doesn't work in IE9 or anything before IE9, but it does work on all other browsers. So we have a little script that'll tell the internet to switch based on what browser is being viewed in. Now, the usability report is we're going to take all our beta testing that we've done for this for Adobe Edge and type up a usability report and send it to Adobe. We've been trying to get them to come visit us, our final presentation. We haven't heard back yet, but we're hopeful. Finally, you can check us out at marshfellows.com. Our final version of our product will be up tonight at midnight. Our official product release after we send it to our sponsor will be next week. And then we have testing all this week on the release that we have now. So come check us out tomorrow at 3:46.
Great.